Hey, how are you? Hi, I'm Riyan Ria. I'm now this is the third topic that I'll be having regarding the Muslim divorce cases, right? And I will be sharing with you guys. This is going to be the last part, the third part regarding Muslim divorce. Yes. Okay. I'm now live on both IG and also on FB Live. And if you would like to catch me, you can either catch me on my FB, Riyan Ria Property, or even in YouTube. Yeah? Okay. Right. Okay, guys. So, I have all my numbers over there. Riyan Ria Property. I'm also known as Riyan Ria Agent Jangan Pandang Belakang. You don't look back, don't look back. Yes. And my phone number is 94512090. Hey, hi Sadiki Segaraga. How are you? Hi Scorpio. Hey, hi Malik Sani. How are you? Thank you very much for joining me. Hi Sadiki Segaraga. Thank you very much for coming. Yes. Okay, guys, I'm going to share with you now. There's firstly, right, after all my the two episodes that I've ever mentioned about. So now, when divorce is already settled, and court order mentioned that the house has to be sold in the open market, what's next? So what's next? Yeah. So at this point of time, because there are lots of changes due to COVID-19, right, we will have, number one is that please make payment to Sharia court for your court order. This is what majority, though it is very simple, but majority has actually overlooked on this, that they forget to make the payment to Sharia court in order for them to be able to collect the court order. If you have a lawyer as well that is representing you, so also please make payment to your lawyer. Your lawyer will do the necessary. Okay, right. So once that court order was already been paid, we'll wait until about 7 to 14 working days where you will receive the court order in via email right now. Now they send everything via email due to COVID, to avoid lots of contact. So they will send everything via email. So should you be doing this? Okay, right. Because if you would like to sell your property, these are the two divorce documents that you require. You require, number one is your court order. Court order is super important. Okay, why? Because this is what will be stipulated everything in there in the court order, how the division of the assets to be done, whether the house to be transferred or to be sold, or even to have a part purchase for that matter, right? As I have mentioned also in the previous in my previous session, in my previous episode. Right, how does a court order look like? So I'm going to show you guys this. Okay. This is how the court order look like. So it's not an affidavit, it's a court order where it's stated over here, in the Sharia Court of the Republic of Singapore, stated over there. It's pretty big there. Then it has the summons number and also the application number. Stated there, the plaintiff and defendant. So this is a court order. And in the court order, it all stated here, right? Whether the house will to be sold in the open market or whether it's to be transferred. So it's all stated here. So please spend your time, just less than 3 minutes only to read through your court order. Look through this court order and look through for the important clause that must be there. Okay, because if this clause is not there, if this clause is absent in the court order, it's not stated there, it will be a bit difficult for us as agents to proceed in the selling of the house. So what clause is that? Okay, it's this clause. Okay, the president or registrar of the Sharia court is empowered under Section 53A of the Administration of Muslim Law Act, to execute, to sign, or endorse all necessary documents relating to the sale of the matrimonial flat on behalf of the defaulting party. Right? Should the defaulting party fail to do so within 14 days of written request being made to him or her, you will have this clause. Okay, would you be able to see that? Yeah. Yeah. So this is the clause that will appear. So this is a must-have clause for me. If I were to see any cases, this is a must-have clause for you to have it in the court order. Meaning that with this, I just say in English, simple English, what this means. This means that in case any of the default party, any of those party, either the plaintiff or the defendant, who does not cooperate, right, into signing of the documents. So therefore, the court is empowered. The court can sign on the other party's behalf. This is called the enforcement. So it can be enforced, right? So that is one. So that is why it's super important for you to read your court order. So ensure that all these clauses will be there as well. Okay, right. So Number 2, so what are the other things also that you must ensure that will be in the court order? What will you do? What do you have to do once the court order is there? Is that many of those my clients out there has also overlooked that the court order, in fact, you will have to submit it to CPF Board, especially when there is a clause that states that you are entitled to your ex-spouse CPF after the sale of the house or before even during the sale of the house. Okay, because why? CPF Board and the Sharia Court, they do not have this interlinked communication, so CPF will not know that they are supposed to transfer until you actually inform them. And due to COVID as well, they have made it super easy for you. You can submit all these documents online on through your CPF concierge, e-concierge. But however, if you are not able to, then you can only go to CPF Novena. CPF Novena, not any CPF other branch areas like Bishan or Jurong East or Woodlands. No, you can't, because they will not entertain. You have to go to CPF HQ, which is at Novena, and then to submit all your court order, your original court order. Because it's not original, it will all be in email. So print them out and then send it over to them. Bring along together your IC. So example, just of this case, one of these cases, where it is stated that the other party, the ex-husband, will have to, the ex-husband will have to transfer, certain amount of money, which is at least about 13,500 to the ex-wife account from the CPF into her ordinary account after the sale of the house. So this is very important. If you do not do so, right, what does that mean? If the other party that's supposed to transfer the monies to you apparently bought another house and used up this money, frankly, let me tell you, this money will be gone. So then you will have to go to the court, vary the court order and request probably payment of installments via CPF to your account. So it's going to be much more leceh lots of work to do. So therefore, avoid all that. Okay, so please do so. Please go to CPF Board, or you can just send it over to them via email, by your e-concierge. Super easy, right? Right. So 2 things they require. One is a court order, because HDB would like to take a look, the HDB legal department would like to take a look whether this house has to be sold, whether it is following as close to what is mentioned by the court, okay? And number 2, you also have to ensure that you have the divorce documents or the divorce cert is also ready, okay? Right. Next, these are what I'm going to touch to you about 3 things which others never ever tell you Number 1, these are just I already mentioned. Right, so just now I already mentioned to you about all that. Okay, so so these are all the things that I have that I already mentioned to you. These are all that you have to include all in. All right, so the tip number 1 is to submit the court order to the CPF Board, and the tip number 2, which I'm going to share with you, is the aura of divorce houses. Okay, this is something which you didn't have it in the books. Okay, aura of divorce house. Sometimes when me as an agent or even my buyers who has seen a number of houses, sometimes they can tell that that house is a divorce house. Why? Because number 1 is that it is totally unkempt. Right? It's pretty messy. Right? And also the aura is totally different. That you can see that sometimes the people, there are also cases where the ex-spouse, one of the ex-spouse will write a writing on the wall or write a writing to say, I will report you to police. You bloody well pay. I have cases, this is really true story. You bloody well pay the children's money. Or you if not, I bring you to court. They just love to display something like that. Is that a good thing or not? Well, it's a good thing if you would like to communicate to the ex-spouse who just whatever you say will fall on deaf ears Okay, but it is not good because for the buyers, right? For the buyers, when they see something like that, they see, oh, this is a divorce house. Hey, hi, my Sarah. Thank you very much for coming. How are you? Thank you. Hey, Azhana. Thank you very much for coming. Marwan, Elkan, Sarah Abdullah. Hello. Thank you very much for coming. Yes. All right. So all these things are not really healthy for you to do that. So we have to ensure that the house is pretty clean, pretty neat, to be able so that people will see, oh, this house is just a normal house. So once the buyers were to see that this is like a divorce house, some buyers, they just don't want it because they find that the aura is not a healthy aura, right? And so therefore they will not even consider of buying your house. Or some of them, they don't really mind, but since they know that this is a divorce case, what they will do is that they will try to bring down the price. So is that what we want? No, our objective is to sell this house at the market rate, just the same like all those others who are not divorced. So this is where we really have to cooperate with each other, right? Even though you are divorced, even though you are unhappy, you cannot see the other person's face, and all that, but still, please put everything intact, put all the emotions intact. A house for you to sell, the higher the price that you get, the better for you, then you can move on also much better. All right, so this is tip number 2. So regarding the aura of the aura of the divorce houses, so this is really really true leh. Okay, what about tip number 3? The tip number 3 for divorce cases, especially for the party that has the care and control of the children below 21, which we call the minor, usually will have the appeal priority. So this has happened many cases, especially, guys, let me share with you, especially during this COVID-19. Voila, I really love the Singapore government. Really very good, You know why? Because during this COVID-19, I have many of my cases, of my clients' cases who are divorced, right? And when they were to appeal, it was easily being granted. Not only it was easily being granted, and it was being granted quite fast as well. Yeah, and then especially for divorce cases where the party has the care and control. Don't think otherwise. Not necessarily women will have the care and control. Sometimes men also can have the care and control. Okay, so these are all the things. They have the appeal priority. I have many cases, many more stories which I don't want to reveal over here. If you want, you can just give me a chat, right? Okay, so these are all the 3 things. So even though when you are divorced, do not think that there is no light at the end of the tunnel. Especially for you, if you are the party that is having a care and control of your children, so you are already one notch up already. The government will be helping you, especially when your children are the school going children. Okay, the government will always look at all the children that is developing. They do not want the children to go astray, so they will definitely help you. So be it whether probably you are not able to buy, then they will give you also a rental house. But the clause actually, after you sell your house 30 months like that, after that you can only apply for rental. But this case is totally different for parents who are actually having the care and control, the single parents who have care and control of the children. Okay, so don't think that life is doom. No. Okay, in case you want to know further, you can just call me 94512090. All right, so the next one. All right, this is one thing which I would like to share with you, because these are all divorce cases. Sakai Azhar, Assalamualaikum. Waalaikumsalam, Sakai Azhar. How are you? Adik Suhaila, salam Riyan. Salam. Thank you very much for sending salam to me. Azman Petra, you have received my parcels. Thank you very much. Go and try whether it really works on you. Okay, now I will continue together on my divorce cases, on the case of divorce cases. Right, so the next one. How are you going to engage all the agents for divorce cases? Oops. Sorry, guys. Yeah, okay. Right. Call me back shortly, whoever that call me. Thank you very much. All right. So engaging agent for divorce cases. Okay, these are all the things that you should actually look into, because when you are having divorce cases, you are going through a divorce, which I had gone through many times. 3 times already. So I know how actually, I could actually empathize. I actually felt how it was like, because not many agents were able to handle my case also at that point of time okay, because I have to be very selective. Why? Because this is not just the case of any straightforward selling and buying. I just have to ensure that the agent will be able to understand me, to be in my shoes, to understand all the plight that I've gone through. So that was how initially, and this is how I really come out. How is it? What are the things that you have to look for when you are engaging an agent? Okay, right, for divorce cases especially. Number 1, you have to ensure that the agent has a track record in staying neutral. If you're just engaging one agent, in fact, you can take just 2 agents. One is representing the husband if totally not in good terms. So one is engaging by the ex-husband, and the other one can be engaged by the ex-wife. Okay, so just ensure that these agents they have a track record in staying neutral. They are not there to actually ensure to make sure that you actually got another level of quarrel, to be quarrelsome, asking you to fight, asking to do all this, asking you to not to open the door, or asking you, okay, then don't sell, then we just let it be, let the other party suffer. This is no way, because you must make sure your objective as for selling the house is for you to be able to move on. Especially for those people who have care and control of the children, is for you to be able to move on. Okay, not for you to fight anymore. Fight over already. All this quarrel already over already at the court. So everything, the court order is already out. It's already stipulated there. So just follow, okay? Really cannot reconcile, then just follow the court order, right? Number 2, okay, the agent must care for your well-being, meaning that they don't just sell and buy and tell you, buying, I think it's best for you to get another agent, because for now I specialize only in selling. Like that you cannot lah. Then where are you going to stay? Okay, if some other agents also, some I have seen some as well, they know that you are not able to buy another house. Then they was telling you, oh, okay, if like that, then you just sell only, then you stay with your parents in the meantime. Is that a good one? No. You know why? Because once we are already at this certain age, right, then we already have our own family, we have our own culture, we have our own ways of like doing things. So if you were to stay in another person's house, be it our parents or be it our family members, it's a totally different thing because it's going to be a totally different culture. So definitely there's going to be unhappiness. You're going to upset one party or another, right? So avoid that. If you can avoid that, avoid it. So that's why, if possible, if you cannot get a house direct from HDB or you cannot buy a house in the open market, then worst come to worst, you only get a rental house. Start with that first. Start with that, as long as you have a roof on top of your head, okay? So that's very, very important. So number 3, the traits of the agent that you should be selecting in order to handle your divorce cases should be a good negotiator, meaning they're able to negotiate with the other party, will be able to make the other party, both parties, calm down and look, have a vision. Yeah, to be very, very clear of what are the things that you actually need to do. You are here to sell your house. This is what you get, and this is what you get. Be very clear and also be transparent, showing to both parties what are the sales proceeds that you get. Okay, what are the problems that if you do not accept a certain offer? What are the problems that if you do not cooperate? So these are the things that can happen. All right. So these are main thing. So number 4 is also that the agent is firm and follow the rules. Okay, at times some of my clients as well, they ask me to also fight. I don't want to fight, but they ask me, she's the one, she's really fighter. I'll go and fight because I really cannot tahan him. He shouldn't be doing it. I want you to go there and fight. I will bring my family along. So usually I will just say, get your objectives right. We are here to sell the house. Fighting is over. If you involve so many other people into this transaction, later will be very, very headache, right? Because for now, when you talk about fighting, many people want to join you on. But once you're into trouble, you're only the person in trouble. The others will run away, will not be in trouble already. So what you want to do is make sure your objective is right. Make sure you can make a clear decision in whatever that you do. Because now, totally, all the marital status already changed. From married, you become divorcee already. So you'll be alone. You'll be handling all those decisions on your own. So these are your own decisions. So that is why this third part, which I also mentioning to many others, from my own opinion, right, is that for a full, smooth transaction, we always try to avoid the third party involved. I have seen cases where they allow the new boyfriend or new girlfriend to be involved. I tell you, really headache. Why? Because the new boyfriend and the new girlfriend really love this partner so much. And then when they feel that this partner has been being bullied, right? So therefore they come into the picture. They are the one who get extra angry, Then with that, I tell you, will we be able to solve the problem? No, we can't. Usually for my case, what I will do is that I will ensure that I will only talk to the sellers. Only sellers only. Yeah, because this is going to be the last transaction where those divorce parties are involved. Ex-husband, ex-wife. This is your last asset together. So do it amicably. Do it smartly. Where both parties will gain. Alright, then after that, hasta la vista lah. You don't have to keep in touch with each other anymore lah. That is how usually I will get it done okay? Right. Okay, guys. I have been receiving quite a number of queries starting from my first FB Live or starting from the first session, which is regarding divorce cases, right? Do keep sending your questions. Do send your questions to me, Riyan Ria, via WhatsApp 9451-2090 or PM me on IG and also FB. Okay, now I'm going to read to you some of those questions. Yeah. All right, so the recent questions that we have at this point of time. The question number 1, which I received, this is from Aziz. Thank you, Aziz, for your question. Right. Aziz is asking, can I sell my HDB property before the minimum occupation period is met? Okay, this HDB property, if you were to have a HDB property, you must in fact stay in the HDB property for 5 years. 5 years, for 5 years. What if you were to be divorced within this MOP period, which is called the minimum occupation period? Within that, so what's going to happen? Can you sell the house? Yes, usually, the way I see it, for HDB, majority HDB will allow, because now we will have to do the intent to sell. Intent to sell meaning getting a permission from HDB to allow you to sell their property, your HDB property. So for HDB houses before MOP, we have to write in to both HDB and also to IRAS. For those houses which is usually below 3 years, then the HDB will suggest for you to in fact start to sell the house only after 3 years. Because why? To avoid the seller's stamp duty from IRAS. That is why we are writing into IRAS as well. IRAS seller's stamp duty is payable in cash, and I tell you it's not cheap. It can go up to as high as 18%. It goes by year, how many years that you have occupied the property, right? So this is super important. Don't end up selling the house and in the end you have to pay IRAS at least about 30 to 40,000, because it's based on the selling price of the house. Okay, so these are all very important. We have to write into HDB and IRAS, right? So Aziz, for your question, can you sell your HDB property before the MOP? Yes, I've done quite a number of cases. Yes, I've done many cases as well. Yeah, for those who are married, who bought these BTO units, and then turns out that they went through all the divorce before even the house is 5 years. We sold the house. Yeah, quite smooth transaction. Yes, you can sell. So that is the answer, right? But you have to do the necessary documents. Okay, cannot just sell, just want to sell only. Cannot, yeah? Okay. So question 2. This is from Myra. Hi, Myra. Okay, this is your question. She asked me, I just cut and paste on all her questions. I cannot tahan with my husband. I have given him many chances. Okay, relax, Myra. Okay, I have given him many chances. Still never change. Okay, relax. Okay, I would like to sell our 5-room HDB in Pasir Ris, and then we go for divorce. Sorry about this again. Okay, and then we go for divorce. Riyan can help. Okay, Myra. Okay, relax, Myra. Relax. Okay, I know lah. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes maybe because we are women also, we cannot understand. Things change, but things that certain people don't change and all that. But don't worry, Myra. Don't worry. Okay. So you want to sell your 5-room flat HDB in Pasir Ris, and then you want to go for divorce. Okay, frankly, I will say no, Myra. Don't do that. Why? Because if you have any intention of going through the divorce, ensure that all your divorce process has gone through first. Okay, don't sell your house first, then want to go through divorce. Why is that so? Because when you have not gone through the divorce, you are still seen as husband and wife. What if your husband at that point of time decided not to endorse all those documents, do not want to proceed? You already got buyer, got the money already, then he doesn't want to proceed. Then you will be the next person that the buyer can sue, because you are also the owner. Okay, Myra. So this is how it goes about. So in case if you really cannot reconcile, you cannot settle, so just then go for the divorce procedures. Well, do it in black and white. Then after that, you go for the divorce, because from that divorce procedures papers, the divorce papers as well, the court order, it also mentioned that the amount of what are your shares like, yeah, and also once after you have already gotten the court order, then you can actually apply for a HLE to apply for a house, okay, to buy a house. If you are actually sold your house even before you divorce, and then after that, then where are you going to stay? Because you cannot even rent a house, you cannot even buy a house, because you do not have necessary documents to show that you are divorced. So wherever you go, you are still seen as a married couple, so you must still bring him along. Okay, so don't do that. Don't be hasty. Relax, take deep breath. Okay, and then look into the situation. If you really cannot reconcile back, really cannot tahan already, like what you mentioned, then okay, you can proceed with the divorce proceedings. Ensure the divorce proceedings are all settled. Then you go for the divorce, and then after all the documents are out, then you can sell your house. Okay, not for now. Danger. Okay, right. Okay, next one. The question number 3. Riyan, I already received my court order. This is from who? From June. Okay, June. Riyan, I already received my court order. My ex insists I should sell fast. Alamak. Okay, I am not working. Alamak. And children under my care and control. Alamak. Okay, can I buy a house? Okay, June, so sorry to hear that you have already gone through for the divorce, and so sorry that, to hear that your ex actually insists that you should be selling the house. Okay, probably he also has his own plans. Okay, then you are stuck with the plan because you are stuck with the children, care and control under you. The children, they are still working, they're still schooling, and also on top of that, also you are not working. So can you buy a house? Okay, June, on the very basic criteria, right? For a person who wanted to buy a house, they must be working. At least if you are working for the 3 months, 3 months of CPF contribution, then you can apply for a loan. Applying for a loan for you to be able to purchase another house. Okay, that depends also on the CPF that is available that you have. Okay, if this is the case, right, what you can do, I would strongly suggest, maybe you can just, if you already have an agent, right, tell the agent of your issue, that probably that you have this fear, probably definitely you are not be able to buy another house. So what you can do is to get a rental. Okay, just to try to get a rental. Yeah. Okay. Okay, hang on. I have a few questions. Okay, I will settle the issues first later. Right. So okay. So with that, so my ex, so with that can be done. So get a job first, right? Get a job, yeah, June. Now you try to get a job which has at least 3 months of CPF contribution. But with that also, you don't have to be very scared. As I mentioned to you, as I mentioned in this FB Live earlier, it stated that the government, especially this COVID-19 period, right, are very, very lenient. They give you guys, those people who has a care and control of the children and divorce, and then the children are still schooling, they give you in the upper hand to be able to rent or to be able to buy. But in order to buy, you still need to basic criteria, which is to be working at least with 3 months of CPF contribution, then start to apply for a loan. Okay, so do that first, because take the opportunity that the government is actually helping people like us who have a care and control of the children. Okay, so don't worry, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, in case if you have already gotten an agent, let that agent know. If not, then you can just call me, then I will do. These are the things that we will have to address first before we sell the house. Okay, right? Okay, right. So I have a few comments earlier on the FB. One moment. Yeah, all right. Sarah Abdullah, Kak, can a parent who is still a single without care and control of a child rent a flat from HDB? Okay, as I mentioned just now, Sarah, yeah. Okay, what I mentioned, it was that for those a parent, as a single parent who has a care and control of the child, then they can actually rent direct from HDB. If they do not have that, then they are not being given priority. So what can be done to the other party if you do not have as many children, you only have maybe only one, and then then the party does not have another children, any care and control. So this other party, he must at least be about minimum of 45 years old, right? And then has to get another friend to rent with him, also above 45 years old, then he could actually rent a room. Rent a house direct from HDB. You're not allowed to rent a house under one person's name. And if you don't have the care and control of the children, of any children at all, so therefore it will be very challenging. Will not be able to rent a house direct from HDB, right? So maybe you have to rent in the open market. Yeah, I hope I answered your questions. Yeah, and I hope I meet all your standards as well. Okay, right. So the next one. Okay, June, I hope I answered your question. So buying a house will be a bit challenging if you do not have the CPF contribution yet. You have no income yet. But don't think of that. You can actually started renting first. Then from there, you build up. Okay, just build up. Don't worry. Don't always look at the big thing. You can still also survive also on rental. So from there, you build up. It will make you more, it will motivate you more to work harder. Look at the children growing, then to own a house. That would be good. Okay, right. June, I hope I answered your question. So now this is question number 4. Right, this is from Rose. Rose, hi Rose. Rose says this: I am confused. Please help me. Okay, all right, Rose. Okay, my house is a negative sale. Negative sale. You guys know what's a negative sale? Negative sale meaning that if you were to sell the house, you won't have any cash in hand. So that is negative sale. Okay, I am working. Okay, good. That is good news. Rose, you are working. We already taken 2 HDB loan. All right, and you guys are aware out there that in a lifetime you are only entitled to take 2 HDB loan in a lifetime. 2 loan from HDB. Okay, so children are under my care and control. HDB says I have to take a bank loan. I don't have the 5% cash. Okay, so now we have seen. Thank you, Rose. Thank you for this question. It's a very, very good question, so I can cover a lot of things as well at one go. Right, a negative sale meaning that you do not have any cash proceed from the selling of the house. Meaning once you sell the house, there's zero cash. Okay, so how are you going to move on to buy another house? And Rose was mentioning about the 5% because the HDB has mentioned to her that she has to take a bank loan. When you take a bank loan, that means you must have the 5% down payment, okay? The 5% down payment. So example, if the price of the house that you purchase, this is considering that the house you buy is at value, okay? If the house is at 300,000, so 5% cash you have to come up with is a 15,000. So 15,000 cash you have to come up with, okay? Right, this 15,000, you cannot use your CPF, okay? Because it's considered as a 5% of part of the down payment to the bank, right? Okay, children are under care and control. It depends, Rose. Okay, I have cases like this very interesting, beautiful case as well, where the person, the man, in fact, he has the care and control of the children, right? And then what happened is that his house is also on negative sale. Then he has to give quite numbers of CPF, quite a big amount, substantial amount to his ex-wife. Okay, and with that, then he is already about 50 years old. But he's working he's working quite a good job. Yeah, his income is at least about 3,500. Okay, in fact, if your income is 3,500, you are not able to get another HDB loan. If it's going to be your third loan now. Okay. If it's going to be your third loan. So since it's going to be your third loan, then HDB will say, oh, I'm so sorry, your income is above 2,000. So sorry, can you please go to the bank? Okay. And bank minimum you can loan is, minimum loan is 100,000. Nothing below 100,000. Okay. Even though you only need about 50,000. So with that, what I did with this guy is that I wrote in to appeal for him to be able to get a loan, because what he needs is a minimum loan, only about 80,000 like that to buy a house. So it was successful, and this is his third loan. So possible. Okay. Rose, this is one thing that we can do is that I'm not so sure which stage are you in now. So probably you are already sold your house or not. So, but please ensure, everybody out there, for Rose and for everyone out there, before you sell your house, please ensure that you are able to get a loan either from HDB or from the bank. If your house is a negative sale and you have the care and control of the children, so you try to appeal to get another HDB loan, to get another loan from HDB, because at this point of time, there is no cash for HDB loan. You don't have to come up with so much cash. Maximum only 5,000 for the down payment. Okay, but this market right now, as I'm saying, as for to date, most of the houses are selling with COV, cash over valuation. So that is another thing for you to ponder, right? So if you would like to get the HDB loan, yes, you can give it a try. It's a negative sale. Just explain to all the details to HDB, and you have to write into the HDB branch office or HDB credit. All right, HDB credit at hdb.gov.sg. Write into them and tell them of your plight. Yet you have care and control of the children, and it's a negative sale, but you need to move on. You need to have a roof on top of the children's head. So possible. So I've done this before. Success rate is pretty high. So do it. Don't delay. Don't delay until your children already working. Because once your children already working, they see that you are above average. Because they look at a household income. So do it when your children are still working. When your children are still schooling, still not economically active. So do this fast. Okay, right. Okay, guys, these are all the 4 questions that already came in. So I just would like to encourage all of you to bring in the questions, to send your questions over to me, either by WhatsApp 94512090, or also by the FB or by IG, PM, whatever which you feel comfortable. All right, because I feel that no questions are too silly to be ignored. All questions are pretty important. Just look at all the questions by Rose, by Juna, by Myra, and also by Aziz. All these questions that they came up, it does really help all of you out there, and also help me here as well, right? So your question can help others in it. So believe me, just like what we experienced just now. All right. Okay. So what's next in Riyan Ria's live sharing? Well, we'll be sharing 4 things that you need to know when applying for housing loan, which bankers never tell you. Right? Which HDB loan officers never tell you, which bankers never tell you. So these are the 4 things that you need to know when you want to apply for a loan. What are the things that you need to have? So therefore, you can prepare, create a better path for you. Be it whether you divorce or not divorce or whatsoever, you're 35, turning 35, you will need to know what are the things you need to have in order to apply for a loan. What are the things that they look into? So I'm going to do quite a number of illustration as well. All right. So guys, a few words from me today is number 1. since this is the last session on divorce, yeah. So I've already covered almost everything on divorce. But if you have any other questions as well on divorce, we can also cover in my next session. No worry, I don't go by segment just like that. Any questions, any burning questions that you want to ask me, just ask. Just PM me. Very easy. Just PM only. Don't want to show me your face also, no problem. Okay? Right. So last words from me. Get out of the divorce with your head held high. Get out of the divorce with your head held high. Get out of the divorce with your head held high. Right? Meaning that after you got a divorce, I know it's not easy, but in order for you to be able to make sure it is smooth, to ensure that it's good for your children, that the battle was already over, okay, and whatever is going to come up next in future, that you are able to go through it, be a better person, because now you become a leader, you are the chosen one, and therefore it is your responsibility to ensure that everything will be in order. It will make you a better person, yes, and ensure that you get out of the divorce with your head held high, right? Ciao for now. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Thank you, all my beautiful people out there. Have a nice day. Bye.